a temporary thing for about 15 minutes. But we will study now, guys. We will study for an hour or maybe slightly more. What we need to do today is review the format of the test. Really easy. Should be quick. Then we're going to talk about techniques and we're going to practice the step 1 technique. So finding main ideas. One of the most important things is finding main ideas. Okay, so that's what I'm going to focus on today. Maybe keywords as well. Let's get started. I'm starting now. Okay, so this is OET reading. Every week we do similar sort of things. So there'll be 2 days on part A today. So today we'll study part A reading. Tomorrow, part A reading, and we'll do like a mock test together. Wednesday, part B reading. Thursday, Friday, part C. Okay, so today we're focusing first class on part A. And what I want to do in this class is just break it down and go from the very beginning. Okay, so the beginning is, what is the format of this test? Okay, I know a lot of you know this already, but I'm going to ask you, and if you can answer very quickly my questions. Then we're going to talk about the overall technique. There's 2 parts, there's 2 steps. So I just want to review that with you guys. Again, I'll be asking questions, so just answer my questions. We can do it quickly. Finally, the best bit, and this should be most of the class, I hope, or at least say 60% of the class. Let's practice finding main ideas, finding keywords. Okay, so let's get started with the introduction part, and I'm going to ask someone to help me. So perhaps Victoria, or we could try Petru.
Yes,
Victoria, nice to see you. So
nice
let's
to see you.
let's start with the easy things first, right? The format of the test. Tell me something about reading part A. What do we need to know?
We need to know main idea from different 4 types of text. We will have 4 types different text.
Okay, let's go step by step. So first thing, there's
Okay.
4 types of text.
For extract.
Yeah, 4. Okay, extracts. That's good. There's 4. Let's just say short texts.
Yeah.
Is she right, everyone? Is she right with this? Starting
Yes.
with the most easy. Okay.
Are 4 texts that are thematically linked with each other.
So let's add this in. Do you agree, Victoria, that they all have the same overall theme?
Yes.
Right. So
Yes.
guys, it might be diabetes, like that. It's usually a condition, or it might be, I don't know, pneumonia, something like this. So you're going to see all of the texts are about one theme, one condition usually. It's usually one condition. Okay, so how much time do we have? Misha, I've got 4 texts. How much time in part A?
In general, we have 15 minutes, but 15 minutes for the test.
And questions?
20 questions.
Exactly. So you can see already why so many people really have problems with reading, OET reading. A can be very intense. If you've done the test before, I've done the test, it's very intense because you don't really have very much time. There's less minutes than questions, right? What else can we say about this test? Mariana, Florina, what else is important about this test? Theodora as well. Is there anything else we need to say about this test? Is this basically it? Any facts, guys? What's a good score?
18.
17.
18.
18 plus.
We normally recommend 18 or more. You want to be aiming, you can get 18 or more, okay? But it's not easy. However, if you follow the SET technique, you can definitely do it. The reason I think you should be aiming to get a very good score here is because how many questions are there in total? Natalia, Pavlo, Patience. In total, there are what? Everyone.
42.
42, right? So it's not so simple as saying that this is almost half. It's not exactly half of your score, but you can see a lot of questions are coming in part A. It must be important. All right. So we need to score well. What sort of text will we see? They're all going to be about diabetes, but maybe Murad, Malak, texts. Could we say more about the texts? Murad, what sort of texts do we see? Text. Is it types? Maybe types.
Sorry, I've just joined. Sorry.
Guys, what I'm talking about is we often see symptom text, right? Or
diagnosis.
What else?
Complications.
Protocol, instruction,
Complications, guidelines, protocols,
The
treatment,
risk factors.
instructions, right? You
Side
get the idea.
effects.
You get the idea, right? It's basically really practical texts. And this is really important, actually. And we're going to be talking about this today. Because really, this is, Theodora, what does that remind you of? What do we call that?
That one is like a thematic.
Well, we could just say that these are main ideas.
Yeah.
Okay. Themes, main ideas, it's the same thing, right? This is probably one of the most important things about the test. Being able to read a short text and see very, very quickly, this is about symptoms, right? This is called finding the main idea. We'll talk about this later. Does anyone have any questions about reading part A? Is anyone new and doubtful about anything before I go on? Any doubts, anyone? Because really, it's very simple. 4 texts, 15 minutes, 20 questions. Anyone?
It's not simple.
It's not easy. Well, it's not easy, but there's not so many little, like, how much time before the audio starts? All of these little things you get in listening. There's more timings, I guess. I guess we can talk about question types. Do you want to tell me question types, Misha or Natalia?
Yeah, there are 3 types.
There are, exactly. 1, 2, 3. So we've got fill in the blanks, right? What
Yeah.
else?
One is fill in the blanks. One is short answer, and the first one is
what can we call it?
Headings, like
Matching the text.
Matching.
Text match.
Text matching.
But really, I mean, in a way, it's almost like multiple choice question, isn't it?
Yeah.
You just choose A, B, C, or D. Okay, so look, today I want to focus on an introduction. So this is like my introduction, very quickly. And we're going to talk about techniques now. But Benedetta, did you have a question? Don't be shy.
No, sorry. It was mistake.
Okay. So look, this is the test. It is very hard. You've got 4 short texts, 15 minutes, 20 questions. There's these 3 types of questions, and you need to get about 18 out of 20. Let's talk about techniques, though. How do I get 18 out of 20? I don't want to go into lots and lots of details. I just want to, in general, talk about it. So, Dua, in the test, you've got 15 minutes, right?
yeah,
So what do you imagine? This is your text, right? Text A, text B, text C, text D, right? Here is your question. Blah, 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 question.
yeah.
What are you doing? What do we do first?
For me, it's just looking for the main idea and the questions.
So she's saying, I'm going to call this step 1, guys. Look for the main idea. Is she right?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, almost very, very simple. We need the main ideas. That's one thing we do, though. There's another thing we do. Theodora, what's the other thing we do in step 1? It's 2 things, not just one.
I think we need to differentiate the text. Like.
Yes. Well, let's come back to that. But what's the other specifically what am I doing? I'm finding the main idea.
And after we need to underline like keywords, maybe.
Underline keywords. Okay.
Yeah.
So, guys, what you should be doing in this test is finding the main idea of the text, and you should write it down if you're doing the paper test. Get that main idea. Also, you can underline key words. So you're just 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Maybe 4 or 5 keywords is what you're going to do. And you're going to get that main idea. So for example, maybe you write down A, management. Does that make sense, everyone? Writing down a main idea and underlining
Yes.
4 or 5 keywords, no more than 4 or 5. Okay. Anyone got any questions at this stage before I go into more details? There's so many more things I can say. Does it make sense? Yeah? No more than
Yes.
4 or 5. Okay. So 4 or 5. Now, Theodora, come back. So you said, I normally say, guys, why are we doing it? And that's what she's answering. Like, why do I need a main idea? What does it matter if I have, this one is symptoms. Why is that important?
So so we can differentiate later. For example, for matching questions, would be easier to
Oh, sorry, go on. What does differentiate mean?
like to separate the texts. Like
guys,
A is symptoms, B is dosage, C is management, D can be something else, risk, for example.
this is the key point. We are only interested really in things that separate the texts. Okay? So, as Florina said, they will all be about one thing. They will all be about the same thing. That's not helping me, right? Knowing that it's symptoms of diabetes is completely not helping me at all. I want to get the main ideas like symptoms, management, dosage, side effects, things like this. And it's because I'm trying to separate the texts. It's going to save me time. Okay, it's going to save me time later if I know why they are all different. Now, Fumi, could I ask a question to you? It's an important one, Malak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will the text have this just one main idea? Like, will a text only have
no,
one main idea?
sometimes two idea.
Is she right, guys? Is it possible to have 2 main ideas, like treatment,
Yes.
side effects, like that? Exactly. Is this a problem?
No, it is not.
No.
Really? You can get 2 main ideas. Maybe one problem is, like, how many should I get? I'll talk about this later. You don't need to get every time the main idea. Just 2, get the majority of the main ideas, most of them. Okay, you definitely don't have time for all of them. How much time do I have in total for step 1? Mire, just a test for you. Tugba, Van, the timings here should be what?
30 minutes?
90 seconds.
30 minutes, Van?
I mean, I thought that general, you
30
mean.
seconds.
It would be, you meant 30 seconds, I think. Yeah?
Yeah.
It's more. We could say, let's say, guys, 90 seconds to maybe 120 seconds.
Yes.
Like maximum 2 minutes. 120 seconds, 2 minutes. So this is happening really, really fast. Okay? Get the main idea. Maybe there's 2. Underline some keywords, and that's it. All right. Now, today, we're going to practice doing this. I've got lots of texts. We can practice. Look, we can practice today, finding the main idea. But again, I want to stop. Does anyone have any questions on this? Does this make sense, what we're doing here?
Yes.
90,
Makes sense.
approximately 2 minutes, read the text, get the main ideas, underline keywords. Okay, what do we do after that, though? Rania, Patience, Mariana. After the 90 seconds, what am I doing? It's quite obvious, really. Lily?
Writing the main idea.
Step 2, after this time, when this step 1 is finished, what am I doing? Everyone.
Read the
Answer the
question.
question. Underline keyword.
We start answering, okay? Now, I'll talk about this tomorrow. In the class tomorrow, we'll focus on, how do you answer the question? It's very important. Of course, it's very important. But if we don't do this part well, it can really slow you down. Does that make sense, everyone?
Yes.
It's not wasting time. If you can separate the texts, if you can know, oh, this one is symptoms and this one is treatment, it's very, very useful. Because, let me give you an example. Alessia, I don't know if you're able to speak here, Alessia, or Susan. Give you a very simple example. Look at this example. Question could be, how will a teenager present with the condition? Okay, so which text is that? A, B, or D?
Condition symptom
A.
symptoms perhaps.
Think about it, guys, right? It's got to be, to present means to...
It's symptoms.
Symptoms.
This word, right? Okay, just stopping you there. So look, this connection between the question and the main idea is pretty good. In OET, you will see most times, 99% of the time, if you can get the main idea, you have a very good idea of which text to read. Okay. Sometimes you might be unsure. It might be two texts, right? Might be two texts. But we don't have to read 4 texts for each question. That's the key thing. We should not be reading 4. Okay. So in this class, what I want to do is basically go into a lot more detail on this. Is everyone ready to go into more detail for how we do this step 1?
Yes.
Get the main ideas, timings, keywords, what's a good keyword, like that, okay? And I'm going to do this in a very different way from how I normally do it, so hopefully it won't be boring for people who've seen this before. Okay, so let's start with more detail on this. Okay, so we're going to say more things about this. How to separate texts, all right? So this is my text here. Can everyone see this here?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, I want to start by talking about something we often see in text. We often see something like this. Oh, someone's trying to get into the class quite late. Diabetes is a very serious condition that affects many people. Blah, blah, blah. What is this, Rania? What am I writing here? What sort of, what paragraph is this? Ah, no answer. Sibel. Ukur.
Yeah.
Diabetes is a very serious condition that affects many people around the world. What sort of paragraph is this?
No idea.
Introduction.
Introduction, thought of.
General
Okay, I'm going to ask for, no, not Florina, sorry, because I've asked her a few times. Alex, you got your hand raised. Noella, what is this? You see this very often in OET. What is it?
Yeah, it's an introductory paragraph.
We could call this like an
You can also call
introduction.
it general.
It's very general. Theodora, you had your hand very fast up there. You could call
Is
it
overall of the text.
an overview.
Overview. Yeah.
Okay. So guys, look, first thing I want to say, when you're trying to find main ideas, so I'm talking about main ideas now. Okay. When we're trying to find main ideas, very often, the first paragraph is just an introduction or overview. Not always, but very often. So what is the main idea then?
Symptom. First sentence.
Sometimes people get confused about, is this symptoms? Is this, what is it?
Definition.
Guys, it's just an introduction. That is
General
the main idea,
information.
right?
That's it.
So don't spend any more time thinking, oh, what is this? It's an introduction, nothing more. Okay, so if you see that and you want to get the main idea, well, okay, it's got an introduction paragraph. That's it. Don't think about it anymore. Okay, what if I see this though? Benedetta, could you say hello? Call this like ways to find the main idea. Okay, ways to find main idea. Okay, so we can have an introduction or an overview. Benedetta, what if it says this? You know, patients will often be showing, you know, red, blotchy skin.
Symptoms.
Headaches. Well, I don't know, some sort of bloodshot eyes. Now you're saying symptoms, okay?
Mhm.
But my point is this, guys. Let me just finish this. Red, blotchy skin. Microphone's off. Bloodshot eyes with a dash. Flaky skin on feet. Okay. Now who said symptoms? Who said symptoms? Now, Benedetta, it is symptoms. But what I want to point out to you guys is, what is this? What do we call these?
Thematic.
Bullet point.
Bullet point.
Bullet points. Okay. So if we
Symptoms.
see bullet points, right? If I see a bullet point, Breed, you know this. What gives me the main idea? What gives me the main idea of this? How can I get it in a very easy way?
It's a list.
Line on the bullet points, like, yeah.
We have the column there,
The column.
and it's going to give us the title.
So guys, if we see bullet points in a cue card, you can get the main idea from the sentence above. Of course, right? You can, but just think about it. You don't need to, it's not very difficult. It's really fast, right? You can say symptoms, or you could say showing, right? You could just say showing. Well, what is showing? Okay. So we can get main ideas from the bullet points. We can also, if we see this, we know that the main idea is just, the main idea here would be introduction, right? So does that make sense so far, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
So why is this important? One second, main idea. Bullet points. Why is this important? Because very often I talk about, who said thematic words? Someone said that before. What is thematic?
Me.
Susan, yeah?
Yes.
So guys, listen to this. Susan, what are thematic words?
Because here there is some symptoms, some red blotch skin, blood.
What does it mean, thematic? What does that mean? Though?
Yeah, for example, dog, cat, snake. This is animals.
So they're things all in the same
Category.
Same
Category,
group.
yes.
Special
Group of words
category.
that's talking
Right.
for the same thing.
So you can get main ideas from thematic words. That's what I normally say, right? You can see, oh, these words are all in the same group, words in the same group. This is thematic words. But also what I want to say today, guys, is very easy. If you just you might be confused, Florina. You might think, oh, I'm not sure what is the thematic group, right? You can just read this. It's going to tell you. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me give you an example. Imagine this. I do hat, Tuesday, and fish. So, Theodora, what's the theme of these three here?
Showing hat to whatever we have before the colon.
Whatever is here is telling me what is the group. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes.
So maybe it'll be patients will buy or something. I don't know. So whatever it is, you get the idea. Okay, so we're going to practice this today. All right. When you see bullet points, you can try to see the thematic words, like what is the group of all these words, or you can just read this. It's so much easier, right? So here's two really, really easy ways to find the main idea. Number one, if you see this introduction paragraph, well, that's just introduction. If you see bullet points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Well, you can just read this and get the main idea. It's really easy. There's another really easy ways to find the main idea. Mireille, can you say hello?
Yes, hello.
What's the main idea of this text if we do this, Mireille?
Diabetes
What's the main idea now?
symptoms.
How did you do that? How
Yes.
did you get the main idea? What do we call this, guys?
Subheading.
Heading.
Heading.
Diabetes.
What I'm saying is, if you want to get the main idea, here's 3 really, really extremely easy ways to get the main idea. First thing, you can just look at the heading. Okay? If there's no heading, you can look for bullet points. Bullet points very often have a main idea, and you can get this here in the sentence before. All right? Also, if you see this, guys, very often the first paragraph is a sort of introduction paragraph. It's just an introduction. You don't need to worry, like, is this symptoms or is this diagnosis? It's just an introduction paragraph. Mariana, would you like to add something to this?
No, sorry.
You have your hand raised. Okay, we'll put your hand down.
Yeah,
Okay,
sorry.
so let's call this 3 very, very easy ways to get the main idea. I want to mention something else though that's really important. Footnotes. Misha, Pablo, Patience. What are footnotes important?
Again, what's your question? Would you say like what is it else?
Are footnotes important?
Yeah, for sure. It's always say something like hidden idea, but it's also about the function of the text. So footnotes important.
You said a hidden idea.
Yeah.
What do you mean? That's a really good point.
So like footnotes, they're in general like or if it's in brackets or something like this, it's something hidden, but in general, it's always what they ask us in a test, from my experience.
Why is it hidden?
I think to make it a bit more difficult for the guys who want to pass the exam, or maybe.
Yeah. It's definitely to make it more difficult. So guys, he's talking about footnotes, okay? If we see here, diabetes is an important disease, and we see number 2, we often call this a footnote, right? But I want to go into a bit more detail on why this is important, footnotes. Does anyone know what's the connection between footnotes and main ideas?
Could be sometimes, for example, when is a term, when is a medical jargon, and they do like a sign that like a star on the top of the word, and that means explanation of particularly that word is in the end of the text.
Okay, so a star, and then here's the star for the footnote. But I want to highlight something a bit more, guys, for main ideas, okay? Let's say this text is, the main idea is management, okay? Will the footnote have that as its main idea?
No, it's extra information always when it's a footnote. Footnotes usually explain something extra, I think, in general.
So does that make sense, guys? The footnotes have information outside the main ideas.
Yes.
Okay. So what do you think we should do then? If we know that, what do you think we should do? Rania, Noella? Should I read them maybe more carefully, guys? What do you think?
Yes, underline.
Yes, let's read them more carefully and underline.
Okay, so just to be clear on this here, I'm just going to call this some key points because it's getting a bit random now. Key points, sorry. Key points, look, these are really important things. I've been teaching OET 7 years now, okay? So I'm just telling you things that I've just seen so many times. Number 1, again, if you see intro, it's just an intro. Don't worry about it, okay? If you see bullet points, well, that's really good. You can get the main idea here. If you see footnotes, well, again, this is, as Misha said, this is a place, a secret place, a place where they can hide information. You should read the footnotes, always read them more carefully. Okay? And put your keywords here, guys. Put your keywords, underline words in the footnotes. Okay? All right, so these are just some sort of basic points about getting the main idea. But how do I actually get the main idea in general? How do I do it? We already spoke about it, really.
The first
Fatima,
From heading.
Fatima, Van, we can read the first what?
sentences. Two sentences.
Guys, ways to get the main idea. Okay, number one, read the first sentence. Number two, Susmita, what can we do, Susmita? Noella, what can we do for number two?
Title.
Yeah, look if they have thematic words.
We have to look at repeated words.
Thematic words. We already spoke about thematic words here, right? Words in the same group, guys. Words in the same group. Words in the same group. For example, everyone, Easter, Christmas,
Holidays.
there you go. All Christian ones as well. You can tell from a Christian country.
Events,
Okay.
festivals.
What about this? Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
Social media.
Thematic words are a very good way to get the main idea. Reading the first sentence is a very good way to get the main idea. Another way is
Repeated
repeated words. Okay. So if you see, guys, if you see the word treatment repeated 3 times in a paragraph, if it's repeated 3 times, maybe that's the main idea. Okay. But I suppose the best way, the most important way to get the main idea is, most important way, everyone?
Headings.
Headings.
Reading the headings.
Okay. Because it's just the easiest thing in the world. Look, if I have symptoms, I have the main idea. Okay. But the problem is, do we always have the heading?
No.
We don't always have this. So guys, if you don't have the heading, you're going to read the first line, read the first sentence, look for words in the same group, and look for any repeated words. How much time should I spend doing this, Bimpe? Malak, how much time is actually spent doing
30
this?
seconds.
30? What do we think, guys? 30 seconds on a text?
Yes, it's
No
true.
heading?
Yes. 30
So,
seconds.
no heading, 0 heading. You can take the time, okay? Take 30 seconds. Read the first line. Look for thematic words, like in a list like this, thematic words. You can also just read this, gives you the main idea, okay? Look for repeated words, words that, treatment, treatment, treatment. Maybe it's treatment, right? We can spend 30 seconds doing this. We can read the first line if we want as well. Just read the first line, okay? But if you have the heading already, how much time are we going to spend, guys, if you have the heading? Not
10 seconds.
10 seconds. 10 seconds.
Okay. Now, I've been doing this a long time. I feel like I've done it so many times. It's so deeply in my head. It's almost hard to talk about it now. But we're going to practice it, okay? Which means I'll show you now. I'm going to show you I have 6 texts. And what I want us to be doing, guys, is separating them. Separating the texts. Getting the main idea really fast, but also maybe underlining keywords as well. All right. So is everyone ready to practice getting the main idea?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you are, one second.